Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 2 of our class together. Last week, we laid a firm foundation for building character and education in today's schools by having you look at kind of the history and the historical context of the development of character education in schools, both from a secular and a Christian worldview perspective. We are going to connect that to this week's learning by building upon it to really dive into the why of character education in today's schools. And specifically, we're going to do that by looking at an overview of the primed model, which is just one example of a model for character education integration, both into individual classrooms and at the school-wide level. And we're specifically going to unpack the P and the R when it comes to the primed model: prioritization and resource allocation. So as we scroll down here and take a look at our overview for the week, this week you have the opportunity to read our Berkowitz text, chapters 4 through 7 in particular, and you'll also have a chance to read an article called Helping Your Child Become a Responsible Citizen. Once you have a chance to look at our resources for the week, we have one DBQ, and I'm really excited to hear your thoughts this week specifically on synergy. So, the synergy between academic achievement and character development is becoming more widely accepted, but as you might realize in your own schools, sometimes this is on paper only, and the two foci remain separate entities, meaning what's happening at the classroom level can be a little bit disconnected from what's going on at the larger school-wide level. So, thinking about your own experience, if you were to put academic achievement and character development on a scale, how would you describe the following? Number one, your personal efforts in the classroom when it comes both to academic achievement and character development. And two, your school's overall approach to education when it comes to those two entities. Again, the P in the primed model is for prioritization. So be sure to mention some personal and all school priorities that play into tipping the scale one way or the other as you talk about this week. Please note that there is no judging here. We want to openly and honestly reflect on our personal practice as well as what we feel kind of the school-wide culture and climate is depending on where we work. So please feel free to answer openly and honestly, knowing that striking a perfect balance is really not always possible or practical. And it's better that we look at this holistically and realistically rather than with rose-colored glasses. So friendly reminder that this initial post is due on Thursday at 11:59 p.m., with your peer responses being due on Sunday at 11:59. So very excited to hear your thoughts on synergy. We also have a finding resources assignment this week that I hope you'll find relevant and meaningful. So please feel free to click on the finding resources assignment. That's going to open up the instruction document that's going to guide your work and hopefully your learning for this particular area. So let's dive in here. One potential obstacle for schools and teachers to overcome is finding resources to actually help fund character education programs, trainings, activities, and materials. Whether or not your particular school site has an existing program or an established budget, your personal goal for this assignment is to discover some additional funding opportunities. So, first, you're going to decide if you'd like to investigate a school wide, a classroom specific, or even a teacher training, a professional development opportunity in the area of enhancing character education. An example of a school-wide opportunity might be funding to pay for a guest speaker to come in and address the school community on a character education topic. While an example of a classroom-specific opportunity could be finding a local grant to cover the cost of new novels or classroom posters on a character education topic. A teacher training opportunity could be maybe researching district or even national grant aid to cover professional development specific to character education. So for this assignment, you're going to fill in a chart, making sure to meet the minimum requirements set forth in each section. You're also going to try to make your research and efforts as specific as possible to your interests, goals, aspirations, and needs. So truly, you guys, the real aim of this assignment is for you to actually discover some opportunities that you could use in your classroom or your school, and then consider taking the next steps. So let's take a moment to open up this chart here. When you're ready to complete the assignment, you will click open the chart and you're going to find a template for finding resources assignment number 2. You're going to go ahead and select and download as a Microsoft Word document. You're going to rename and save as a new file. And then that new file is what you're going to submit for your assignment submission to Canvas this week. So, step 1, again, you're just going to do some research. So, you're going to locate a minimum of 10 potential opportunities, and you'll just list the active links to those websites here in numbers 1 through 10. So, please feel free to tell me the name of the resource or the potential opportunity, and then provide a link so that I can check out that resource myself. Next, you're going to select one of those 10 items and you're going to further investigate that. So, in 3 separate paragraphs, you're going to address the following. Number 1, describe your efforts to find more information and include challenges, points of frustration, and unexpected opportunities. Number 2, you're going to describe the process for applying for or requesting funds or support. And number 3, once you've actually gone through those 2 steps and you've learned more about that particular opportunity, you're going to describe your willingness level for following through with applying or requesting funds for that specific opportunity. So 3 paragraphs there. Then lastly, you're going to explain the outcome. So again, in 3 separate paragraphs, address the following. Number 1, describe how you would use the funds, support, opportunity, or grant. Number 2, describe how your efforts work to support character education and character development. How is this resource linked to those things in your school? And number 3, describe the benefits in terms of the who, what, where, and how long. So I'm really excited to look at your work and to hear about how some of these resources might actually make an impact in your particular school site. If we scroll down here, to get you started for the first section of the chart, I wanted to give you a couple of opportunities to start with to check out. So feel free to click those links. And then let's also take a moment to look at the grading rubric so that you feel well set up to submit a successful response here. So for the first section, do some research. A 10 out of 10 is that you've found and linked a minimum of 10 potential opportunities. The next one, select one and investigate. We're looking for 3 well-written, informative, and supported paragraphs that were included in that space. And then for the last part, explain the outcome. Again, 3 well-written, informative, and supported paragraphs in those areas. And then finally, in the overall category, we're looking to make sure that you did use the correct template for this assignment, that the writing is error-free, and that each section displays a professional and academic tone. So happy researching to you. I hope that you find that assignment to be helpful and meaningful in your endeavors to actually bring some sort of resource into your particular school site. And as we further prepare for the week ahead, I just want to invite you as we end the video and as you dive into your studies for the week to contemplate the Christian message with me. And Jesus went throughout all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues and proclaiming the gospel of the kingdom and healing every disease and every affliction. Matthew 9:35. I think that sometimes in schools, it can be really hard to see what some students are dealing with and not know how best to help. We know that depending on the areas that we've been called into, our students are dealing with different things, and we don't always have direct control over what they're working with. We don't always have direct control over taking away their challenges or their obstacles. But what we can always be doing is shining the light of Christ into their lives through our words and our actions. We can pray for our students individually. We can share with them how much we care about them, that we are here for them, and we can consider kind of taking a moment to sit in their space and think about them as a holistically developing person, not just a person sitting in our classroom for academics. And so I'm going to encourage myself to do that this week with the folks that I serve. I encourage you to do that this week as well. And I'm so thankful to be on this journey with you. Please know that I am here for you. If you have any questions or concerns or you'd like to reach out to me, know that I'm here and I'm in your corner. And I look forward to connecting with you throughout the week ahead. Have a wonderful week.